Hello, your Uncle Spurt here, and today we're having a proper odd squint at the Infinix Note Edge. As Infinix puts it in the press release, the Note Edge is where elegance meets power. Coincidentally, also my own personal slogan. You've got a fresh new Dimensity chipset, a gorgeous poppy AMOLED screen, and a good-sized battery crammed into a rather sleek and slender frame. But is it worthy of a place in your pants? Well, for what it's worth, here's some knackered old northerner's opinion. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe, ding that old notifications bell. Cheers! And now firstly, you have a choice of 4 colours for the Infinix Note Edge: titanium, black, blue, and this here green version. And the green model is a wee bit different to the others in that you have this textured polyurethane. I'll put it on the screen. Basically, it's plastic, but it feels kind of papery. It feels nice against the palm and offers a bit of grip compared with the usual smooth plastics. And allegedly, under sunlight, it shimmers like gentle ripples on a serene lake. It's mostly just marketing guff, of course, but there is a wee bit of shimmering going on, can't deny that. Of course, that design strongly reminds me of the likes of the Poco F8 Ultra. Got a similar soft touch back, though it's more denim-y here on the Ultra. And yet another glossy rectangular camera bump up top. It's a beautifully slender finish for the Infinix Note Edge. This thing's just a Millipede's man bag over 7mm thick. And yet it looks and feels even skinnier than that, thanks to the sloped edges of the screen and that back end. And it's super lightweight too, at just 185 grams, so overall top-notch hand feel. And reasonably durable as well. You've got Gorilla Glass 7i protecting that display, so hopefully reasonably scratch resistant, although there is no pre-installed screen protector slapped on here. It's also IP65 dust and splash resistant. Don't go dropping it in water, probably wouldn't end too well, but at least if you're out and about here in Blighty, where it's a little bit drizzly at the moment, you don't have to stress about that. And that's not all. The Infinix Note Edge is also a disco in your pants thanks to the active halo lighting. Let's stick this on and then brace yourself for a light show extravaganza. You can have this activate under all kinds of conditions, like when you're starting games, playing a bit of music. You can also use it as a glorified notifications light as well, of course, if you're feeling nostalgic for all that. And this halo lighting shenanigans customizable to a small extent at least. You've got a couple of different effects and colors to choose from. Now, to actually unlock the Infinix Note Edge, well, you've got a pretty basic in-display fingerprint sensor. It's just an optical effort, not a full-on ultrasonic scanner, as you'd expect for this budget sort of price point. It's not the swiftest scanner around, as you might imagine, but it generally seems reliable enough. As long as your hand's on to dry, mucky, greasy, etc. You've also got a bit of face unlock as a backup option. And then once you're in there, it's a lovely bit of XOS version 16, the latest, freshest option. And that is based on Android 16. But Infinix is only offering 3 years of OS updates, so you'll be updated to Android 19 effectively. Still better than some budget smartphones will serve up. You do at least have 5 guaranteed years of security patching. And XOS, not one of my favorites, but it's got the sort of standard Android vibe like an apps drawer. If you swipe to the right, it's the Zero screen, I believe, which is just a whole bunch of widgets. Got the usual links to crappy games on the App Store and really horrific news as well. A great way to start your day. And of course, you've got the now very fashionable separation of the notifications tab and the control center. Not the slickest of designs, just a mishmash of icons basically. But XOS has its perks as well, including some pretty decent personalization. And this includes some ColorOS style wallpapers and theming with a proper bit of depth to them. And hey, you've allegedly got an always on display, although as with a lot of budget smartphones, this just buggers off after 5 seconds and there's no way of changing it. Not really always on then, is it, eh? Although you do at least have a landscape display feature which activates whenever the phone is plugged in and then laid on its side. Ta-da! You can also get it displaying photos if you'd rather do that. And over here on the right edge, beneath the power and the volume buttons, you've also got a one-tap button, as Infinix terms it. And by default, if you push and hold this in, it will quick load the camera, as you can see there, but it is fully customizable within the settings. So you can have it switching on the torch, doing a lot of AI bollocks, recording the screen, or opening up basically any app you've got installed on here. but right now only supports a long press. There's no double push option or anything like that. And thankfully so far I haven't found myself accidentally activating this when pulling the phone out of my pants or anything. Unfortunately, of course, XOS can occasionally be a wee bit bulky, so for instance occasionally I will hibernate it and it will simply refuse to wake up, which is a vibe I can very much empathise with. And while Infinix isn't quite as bad as some out there, the Note Edge does have a fair amount of crapware packed onto it. So you've got your WPS office shenanigans, typical offenders like Instagram, Facebook, bit of call care, still have no idea what that is. Aha! Games. And most of this thankfully can be just quickly uninstalled. A couple of bits like call care you can only disable, you'll have to use third-party means of getting rid of that. But hey, at least the Infinix Note Edge comes loaded with 256 gigs of storage space. Sadly not expandable via micro SD, however you've only got space in that SIM tray for 2 SIMs. Now filling the front end of the Infinix Note Edge, you've got yourself a 6.78 inch AMOLED display with a 1.5K resolution, that's 2644 by 1208 pixels. So it's spacious, it's crispy, it's also reasonably poppy, as well as you'd expect from an OLED panel, decent contrast. Although no HDR streaming support reported in services like Netflix. But your movies and shows will look lovely, and this panel gets pretty powerfully bright when you max it out. So you can comfortably see what's going on, even with plenty of glare reflecting off that glossy surface. And that refresh rate maxes out at 120 Hz. Of course, one of the main concerns when you've got a curved screen like this is the responsiveness. For instance, when I first started using the Infinix Note Edge, I found that occasionally my swipes from the left edge of the screen weren't really registering. And clearly I'm used to it now, it's been absolutely fine. And thankfully, even if you clutch this phone really tight with your finger and palm flesh intruding on that display, it doesn't seem to bulk up the responsiveness in that respect. As you can see there, I can still poke and swipe away to my heart's content. And you've also got a stereo speaker setup here on the Infinix Note Edge with a bit of JBL tuning. However, that bottom speaker is certainly pulling most of the weight here. That top speaker, in comparison, a wee bit tinny. But it all works perfectly fine enough for a bit of YouTube, bit of Netflix type situation, just, you know, wouldn't blast music through it or anything. And you've got the usual DTS sound shenanigans on here, so it can smartly adjust the audio depending on what you're up to. Otherwise there is an equalizer that you can bring into play. Simple 5-band affair. And the Infinix Note Edge is a bit of a pioneer when it comes to the performance, because this is the first run out for MediaTek's fresh out of the oven Dimensity 7100. An affordable mid-range chipset which does recycle some older tech like that Mali G610 GPU. And I found that everyday XOS performance is fine generally, although you will see the occasional wee judder here and there when you're starting up an app. And also the camera app can be a wee bit slow to react at times when you're switching between modes when it's busy processing images. But nothing too perturbing or frustrating, you know, the expectation levels have to be lowered a bit when you're working with budgets like this. And as for gaming, well, I thought, sod it, might as well test this thing out properly and thoroughly with a bit of Wuthering Waves action, see if I can swing with the big boys. And of course, naturally, I left Wuthering Waves on the lower graphics settings, so I didn't push it too hard. And it was, I guess, playable, you could say, on the Infinix Note Edge, although when things got a little bit tasty, you know, busy battling several foes at once, that frame rate did absolutely plummet at times into definitely single figures. And so it's certainly not the best experience around. I would highly recommend just sticking to more optimized titles like Call of Duty Mobile, PubG, etc. But hey, XOS does also contribute a gaming mode which is absolutely stuffed to the pancreas with all kinds of useful features. From performance modes to notifications, blockers, and tools to tweak the screen sensitivity and record the action. You got the works here, tons of stuff. You got a proper big battery stuffed inside of that skinny frame as well. Infinix reckons it's 6,500 mAh. The phone itself reckons it's 6,150 mAh, but either way, you get an all-day play quite comfortably from a full charge of that battery, even if you're a more demanding user. Hours and hours of screen on time with mixed use, and that includes a good bit of video chat and all that shenanigans. And if you do decide to give Wuthering Waves a go, you can expect approximately 5.5 hours of smashing gribblies in the face on those sort of medium graphic settings from a full charge. Although the Infinix Note Edge's gaming mode also offers up a bypass charging feature, so you can happily keep this phone plugged in while you're gaming and not stress about it having a meltdown. And while it's not the swiftest at charging, you've got 45 watt wide charging support, so it's not particularly lethargic either. You get full charge in not more than an hour. And so hey, let's round up this lovely wee video on the Infinix Note Edge with a bit of a squint at the old camera tech. And what you have here is quite a simple setup. You've got a 50 megapixel main shooter with a 1/2 inch sensor. No ultra wide shooter, no telephoto snapper. If you tap the 2x zoom option, that's just digital zoom. So it's just cropping into the image. But you've got a decent variety of camera modes slapped on here. You've got the obligatory portrait mode, of course, complete with body retouching, which is only ever so slightly creepy. Slim down your waist, your shoulders, or give yourself a big old booty. Doesn't seem to have much of an effect on Chainsaw Man, sadly. You've also got a night mode and plenty of other extra shenanigans, including a dedicated pro mode if you want to piss around with the likes of the ISO levels. Good old white balance as well, get different effects. Although not seeing any way of shooting in RAW if you fancy a bit of that. And here's just a handful of test photos that I snapped using the AI camera mode here on the Infinix Note Edge these past 24 hours. Does an alright job for your everyday photography, just don't expect too much when it comes to trickier conditions like low light. You do get quite grainy pics. Now for your home movies, the Infinix Note Edge can capture footage at up to 2K resolution at 30 frames per second. That's what I'm doing right now. Otherwise, if you chuck it down to full HD resolution, you've got a choice of 30 or 60 frames per second. Visuals reasonably crispy, although the stabilization isn't fantastic, so you'll have to hold your hand relatively still to avoid too much juzzer, but the mics do a pretty good job of picking up your voice. It's good enough certainly for your home movie type shenanigans and also for your video chatting. And then around the front end of the Infinix Note Edge, you've got yourself a 13 megapixel selfie shooter, which I'm using to record this bit of video, again at 2K resolution at 30 frames per second. And once again, you've got that full HD 60 frames per second option if you like. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is the fresh new Infinix Note Edge. Bit of a throwback Bobby Dazzler with its curved screen and back end. Feels really nice. Gorgeous screen, respectable performance as long as you're not hoping to play the likes of Wuthering Waves with an actual stable, smooth frame rate. Excellent battery life and an okay bit of camera tech as well, if not particularly flexible. Anyway, that's what I reckon of the Infinix Note Edge. What do you think? It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in those comments. And while you're down there, please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and also have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Love you.